This is probably going to be the lowest quality YouTube video that you've ever seen, but I'm on my MacBook and I just felt called to do this video, and I've been wanting to start YouTube for a very long time, so I feel like it's now or never, so I'm doing it. If you guys don't know me, my name is Tia, and welcome to my channel. To all who are new, and most likely you're new because this is my first video. So I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for the longest, but I just didn't really know what to make content on or about. But I just actually finished, or I'm finishing, today's the last day of my 21-day Daniel fast. So I figured, what better thing to start talking about than to start talking about God. So I've been doing this fast. I'm on day 21, but yesterday I did a complete fast where I did not eat anything. I just drank water and I drank a smoothie. I only had liquids though, and I had tea, and that was very hard for me, but it's not a part of the normal Daniel fast. I just felt personally called to do it, and I just felt like God was telling me, like, go harder. So I went harder. And when I tell you guys, this morning at 3 a.m. I woke up with so many revelations. I just had to share them with you because I don't know who this could be a blessing for. So I'm just gonna pull up my notes real quick and share with you guys all the things that I wrote down last night, the conclusions that I came to, and it's a lot, but bear with me because I think it's valuable. Okay, I also want to be like mad close to the screen because I can't see. I don't have my glasses on. Okay, so when I woke up this morning, mind you, it literally says 4:50 a.m. that I finished writing this note, but I started it around like 4 o'clock. And these are just my thoughts flowing. But I said, if you listen instead of talk, people will tell you what they're most insecure about. Whatever people talk about most is usually where they are insecure about, or lying about, and they talk a lot about it to overcompensate for that. When you talk about something, it's counterfeit to living it. Actions speak louder than words. So, I don't know what compelled me to think about this, but I think it was like maybe like a short that I saw on YouTube or something. And I was just like, wow, like, basically this guy, like, it came out that he was, like, lying about something that he goes really hard about, and I was just thinking about it, and I was like, that is so obvious. I feel like a lot of times people who get exposed for things that are counter to what they usually preach is because oftentimes people don't practice what they preach what they wish they practiced, and a lot of times just talking about something could feel fulfilling even though you're not actually doing it. And I'm saying this from personal experience. I know there'd be times where I say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, and just the thought of me going to do this was enough for me to give myself a pat on the back for even considering doing something that I should be doing. And I just realized I have my scarf on. Anyway, so yeah, just be aware of people who are talking a lot. Listen to what they're talking about. They're probably covering up for something. Another thing that I thought about, I said people usually like to complain but don't want to seem negative, so they sugarcoat their complaints into fallacies. If they can manipulate and change the words that they speak to sound good, they assume the same will happen for their situation. That speaking contrary to what they are living will change the situation. Desperate means of manifestation or an act of escapism. The idea that if you talk louder than your feelings, you can silence the guilt. But there will always be a schism between your body, because your body knows what's being said and what it's experiencing are two different things. You can't spend fake money at the jewelry store. Similar appearance doesn't mean the counterfeit assumes the same value. So there's inevitably, literally, a whole lot of nothing which you end up walking around with. That's a lot of words, so let's let it simmer. People usually like to complain but don't want to seem negative, so they sugarcoat their complaints into fallacies. I don't even know if fallacies is the right word, it just sounded good, so I said it. But basically, into lies. If they can manipulate and change the words that they speak to sound good, they assume the same will happen for their situation. That speaking contrary to what they're living will change their situation. Desperate means of manifestation or an act of escapism. The idea that if you talk louder than your feelings, you can silence the guilt. But there will always be a schism because your body knows what's being said and what it's experiencing are two different things. You cannot spend fake money at the jewelry store. Similar appearance doesn't mean the counterfeit assumes the same value. So there's inevitably, literally, a whole lot of nothing in which you end up walking around with. Yet and still, some will flaunt the fake money the same as the real. Be boastful about the counterfeit that holds no value to hide the fact that they feel broke. Continued. Everyone tries to achieve the same aesthetics. Value doesn't come from aesthetics. Fulfillment doesn't come with appearance. That's why becoming that girl or that guy will never work, because you're already her. That girl isn't separate from you. She's just the more disciplined version. What does discipline mean? Patient, proactive, consistent, okay with being alone, honest with herself and others, kind, conscious, humble, helpful, courageous, friendly, loving. Why spend $100 on Amazon buying junk to achieve this lifestyle that will still leave you empty? Invest into books. Okay. I see a lot of times that girl, it girl, even the idea of spirituality, being fit, being woke. A lot of times people preach an aesthetic more than they preach the content of what they're trying to say. People tend to showcase what the idea of something looks like rather than what it feels like. And then you have people trying to chase the feeling of something by copying the way it looks, but never feeling fulfilled. People often live in a hurry because they adapt to life instead of having life adapt to them. The world doesn't revolve around you, but you don't have to revolve around it either. Take your time. Easiest way to slow down in life is through learning. 21 has been the longest year of my life and has brought so many lessons. Many people get excited and can't wait until something because they focus on the outcome. The joy of the outcome that will last 3 days max before you find a new pursuit to obsess over. And after 30 years later, that I can't wait until your life away. Oh, I didn't read that right. And that's a long sentence. Let me try again. The joy of that outcome will last 3 days max before you find a new pursuit to obsess over. And find 30 years later that I can't wait until your life away. Instead of obsessing over that outcome, think of why the result excites you. What is the essence of your desire? Find ways in your everyday life that you have or can experience this essence and express gratitude to God for it every night. Ask God to reveal to you the essence if you struggle finding it yourself. Watch how life slows down. It isn't a race, but an experience. I noticed when I was hungry and excited to eat how fast I would eat my food out of excitement. It left me quickly full and regretful of how I wish I savored the meal more. That then led me to overeating, to overindulge on the experience I felt I missed out on. That made me sick and bloated and spending days trying to return to normal because I couldn't wait or slow down out of a desire and excitement. They, being desire and excitement, are good in doses but can damage us if we cannot control it. They're simply emotions. And when you're not able to control the expression of your emotions will run you. If I had done one, just had a snack, aka just microdosed on gratitude, or two, eaten slower, aka been more mindful of the moment, I wouldn't have taken more than I could handle to my ultimate despise. The same holds true for goals and desires. You can wait until everything has its season and time. Psalm 145:15. Read that. So I'm a medical patient now. So I'm a medical assistant, and I told a patient I can't wait until I can live like that when he said that he was retired and does whatever he wants daily. He responded, "Don't waste your life away." And it stuck with me. To me, it was empty words in a conversation, but his response was so impactful. Due to reasons explained above, I realized we don't realize what we have until it's gone. And once you have it, it loses its novelty. Like the idea of new things ultimately leaves us unfulfilled when attained. What if we reprogrammed our minds to find more value in what we currently have? Not to the extent of hoarding and not letting things go, but more so to encourage the pursuit of essentialism and gratitude. How easy would it become to manifest more of what you desire when you appreciate what you have? You don't chase, you attract. And those are my thoughts.